What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing a Raw recap. We started off with Dean Ambrose coming out for an interview about last week and was asked about if there was any truth in what Dolph Ziggler had to say. Dean Ambrose says there is some truth in some of the rumors and that maybe he has and maybe he hasn't left the Shield. Long story short, Dean Ambrose said that the Shield is a brotherhood and they are still together. As he starts to leave, Baron Corbin comes out and offers him three options. Either he faces Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental title, Roman Reigns for the Universal title, or spares his brothers and faces Braun Strowman. Dean Ambrose then challenges Baron Corbin, to which Corbin says that ain't happening, so he makes the decision for him, and Dean Ambrose will face Braun Strowman next. This is a viciously physical match, with Strowman hammering Ambrose, but Dean was able to give back as good as he got. Braun Strowman gets ready to finish off Ambrose when Roman Reigns comes out, gives Strowman a Superman punch, causing a disqualification. Seth Rollins comes out to help, the Dogs of War come out, there's a big fight, and Baron Corbin comes out and make matches for tonight. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre later on, and the match which is next, Dolph Ziggler versus Roman Reigns. Right before the match, Roman Reigns puts up his Universal title, to which Baron Corbin comes running out real fast and says this will not be a title match. Neither will Seth Rollins' match later tonight, that he's protecting the title for the Crown Jewel match later in the month. This is an okay match. As expected, Roman Reigns won it. There's an ongoing story backstage with members of the Shield and whether or not Dean Ambrose is with them or not. We then have Ronda Rousey versus Ruby Riott with the Bella Twins and the Riott Squad at ringside. Hopefully Brie Bella won't kick anybody this time. Ruby Riott had a lot of offense throughout most of this match, but she ended up getting cocky, which allowed Rousey to take over, lock in the armbar for the win. This was an okay match. There wasn't really anything superfluous about it, but it was decent. We then have Bobby Roode versus Connor of the Ascension. Jesus Christ. Really? We're going to see these people how many times in the past couple of weeks? Anyways, as Bobby Roode was lining up for the glorious DDT, Victor attacked Chad Gable outside of the ring, which distracted Bobby Roode. Connor gave Roode a gut-wrench slam for the pin. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. We're going to be seeing a combination of these four people probably for the next month again. Let's just pull the trigger, make Roode a heel, and be done with it. They're treating Chad Gable like he's some newcomer who needs some mentorship. He was in a tag team American Alphas on SmackDown. They broke that up when Jason Jordan was Kurt Angle's illegitimate son. So they paired him up with Shelton Benjamin in a mentor's role, I guess, or something like that. They moved him over to Raw, and now he needs another mentor? I'm sorry, I'm not understanding that. Anyways, we had the B-Team versus the Revival next. This was an match. Bo Dallas got the pin on Scott Dawson. After the match, the AOP came out and totally decimated the B-Team. I guess we're now going to see AOP actually face some real teams instead of jobbers for the rest of the year. We then have Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. This is a really good match. There was a lot of offense between Rollins and McIntyre, but just as it was getting good, Dolph Ziggler comes out for the distraction, and Seth Rollins, who's famous for just having blinders on, he can't possibly see when something happens. He doesn't see anything that's going on outside of what he's looking at. Ends up getting a Claymore kick from McIntyre for the pin. Then Roman Reigns comes out, then Braun Strowman comes out, the big fight starts happening, Dean Ambrose comes out with an axe handle to try to even up everything. He gets laid out as the Dogs of War overpowered the Shield. And of course, it wouldn't be an episode of Raw without Elias wasting time. He's in the ring with Kevin Owens. They take some time fellaciating themselves. They start to run down the crowd and run down Seattle. Whoa, big mistake. The crowd was having none of that. They were overpowering the microphones. After a couple of moments of trying to get over the crowd, Lio Rush finally comes out to interrupt. He talks up the match between Elias and Kevin Owens and Bobby Lashley and John Cena at the Super Showdown. Then intros Bobby Lashley for our next match, Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens. This was another match. It was looking really good, but of course Elias had to go and try to attack Lio Rush, distracting Bobby Lashley. Kevin Owens rolls him up for the pin, and then Kevin Owens and Elias beat down Rush and Lashley. We then have Bayley with Finn Balor in her corner versus Alicia Fox with Jinder Mahal in her corner. This was basically just a promo for the Mixed Match Challenge. Bayley won it. Getting into the Mixed Match Challenge, can we please have promos without words on the screen? They're stupid. Nobody likes them. If you check Twitter, everybody pans it all the time. We then come to our final segment of the night. Heartbreak Kid comes out to talk up the Undertaker Triple H match at Super Showdown. Supposedly the last time ever. That is until the Crown Jewel comes up. Michaels talks about Kane being in the Undertaker's corner and says if he interferes, he will peel back Kane with sweet chin music. This, of course, brings Kane out. Michaels is fixated on the ramp, but Kane comes in from behind, lays out Shawn Michaels, and then The Undertaker's music hits and he appears in the ring. The Undertaker tries to tombstone Michaels. Triple H comes running out. Everyone starts to fight. The Brothers of Destruction get over on DX, and they give double choke slams to Triple H and Heartbreak Kid. They start to leave the ring, but Undertaker gets back in the ring and for good measure gives Triple H a tombstone. Kane and The Undertaker walk up the ramp and stand tall to end tonight's Raw. Match-wise, it was rather average. There were some good matches, there were some really bad matches, but as a whole for a go-home show, for what is basically a glorified house show, it wasn't bad. So we'll have to see on SmackDown which one was better, but that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, what you thought of this video, and if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie, you've been awesome, thank you very much for watching, and remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.